When I was young, I used to love watching cartoons. I watched a lot of those famous shows, such as Adventure Time and Courage the Cowardly Dog, to name a few. However, due to the busy schedule of my elementary days, I was only able to watch a few or less episodes. One of them is Ever After High, where I just watched the first two episodes, which I think is titled Legacy Day. Yes, I think that's the title. Where despite watching the two episodes, it still left an impression. It still left an impression on me. The young me was very fascinated by the character design and all of those colors used in the show. But it's just that, and I moved on from it. Never thought of it again until the March of 2023. My recommendation page showed me this random scene of Ever After High, and I decided to look into it. Don't judge me, for I know I'm already a young adult, considered one, I think. However, the I look into it turned into a whole researching, watching, and reading the Ever After High franchise. Yes, I also read some of their books. So yeah, hi everyone, I'm Artemi, just Artemi, and welcome to another video of me making an Ever After High OC. Yay! So, unlike my other OCs, I felt that my Ever After High OC has much more effort and ideas put into it. I'm not afraid to admit that I'm willing to commit in making a whole story series for this. uh, so Ever After High focuses on students who are sons or daughters of various fairy tales and are in school to be ready to take up the role of their ancestors, their parents, of their chosen character. Oh wait, I mean no, not chosen character, but just character. So yeah, this means I need to choose a fairy tale, a specific fairy tale for my OC, and what is their role in their story. And I'll be honest, it was hard at first because there's too much to choose from. And it's not just that. I also need to consider if this fairy tale already have a character existed in the franchise. I even went to the what do you call it again? Fandompedia. And wow, people were even able to point out these random background characters that's probably been there for only like 1 millisecond in the show, and they were able to point out where did this came from. They were able to point out possible stories on where they came from, or where are their connection. Well, it took me a while before finally deciding on The Little Matchy Girl, a fairy tale about a poor girl selling matches during winter and who saw her grandma in her last few moments before dying. It's kinda dark when I read the whole story from a website about how it's possibly she's also been kicked out by her father. Kind of dark, yes, really dark. But it'll work, I think. So, yes. But little did I know that choosing this character would lead to another problem. Because how will I make sense of it? Because, yes, this little match girl is supposed to die in the story, to die young. Yet, how will my OC exist if her if the of the ancestors keeps on dying in the story? Well, I originally thought of making her live and have her fear for the life of her child in relieving the same kind of uh, trauma she just experienced. I'm not sure how will I handle it, so I just decided that in the end, I decided to make an alternative universe about an association that I just made up that it's not very known in the ever after high characters or to their family and all. all well for all except the Grimm brothers, especially Milton Grimm, about how they have a connection and somehow moving on, they just this association just focused on recording and preserving fairy tales. Yes, that's their role, preserving and recording. I also included this common headcanon of Ever After High, which I just mentioned it a while ago about having previous ancestors and that their fairy tale character, the name of their fairy tale character is just now a title given to them, or about being the name Snow White is just now called the Snow White. It's now a title. And also, I called this association the Association of Fairy Tale Archiving and Recording, which I nickname AFAR. It's the acronym AFAR. So yeah, as I build this AU, the more I thought of that one thing that bothers me. The how is a very important vault of lost tales is easily found under the library. Like in the book, Maddie just simply knows where to find this library underneath the school, and I'm not sure if there's an explanation given about how she found it. All I know it's just how come an imported place with imported stuff is hidden underneath the school. Like, I don't know about you, Milton Green, but that's highly suspicious. Like, should it have its own place that's not that is very far from school, that's out of reach from from gremlin like children somehow. Well, uh, this just further cemented my want to make the association and have them be responsible for the last tales. But some of you will ask, what will happen to Gul's Grim? He basically lives there for now, before having a happy reunion with his brothers after locking him up in a decade. Well, the answer is he works for the Afar now, haha, because his own bro banished him for heresy. And well, let's now proceed with Lucian, the nephew of the little match girl, where due to the destiny of every little match girl or boy in some cases, the Match family, the sole providers of the Match girls, and their story is considered endangered since all of the little Match, little Match girls are dying because of the story thing. Uh, where the recent little Match girl have died and have left on no heirs to take her role. This left the association scrambling on how to save it from being extinct. They searched for the Match family tree and tracked down any members relating to them. This led them to the recent Match girl's father, rich, very rich, yet wasted. He has no heirs to provide, but could only point to his eldest daughter, that he have all but left abandoned with his former wife. She would be married at this age, the man said. The association soon sent their members to find the eldest daughter and rewarding those who have found her. One man did, and he was named Clark Dashing, and he reported that the woman is pregnant, ready to give birth in a week. Upon hearing this, the association contemplated before commanding the man. Go to her and her family. Tell them what you believe is needed for them to know. They emphasized on one thing. Just make sure that they know that the child the woman will birth will be the next match, the next heir or heiress to the role of the little match girl. So the man left and returned successfully, despite using the force to make the family agree. It would be considered terrible, but for the sake of this life of all fairy tales, it must be done. The child would be a boy named Lucian Match, the sole heir to the house of Match. The boy is well but soft spoken, and someone who is very warm and approachable to everyone. I can say that he has the average smarts, but since he is homeschooled and under the care of the association, he is very well informed of the history of things, including the origins of fairy tales. If he was under the care of the nursery and spellementary, that is within Milton Grimm's domain, where all information is regulated or restricted, he would be a far different person. Let's now proceed to his character design, where his character design, the Ever After Eye, is very colorful and detailed. A big emphasis on the word detailed, because there's details on their clothes, accessories, and hair too. I sometimes wonder how the animators animate their girls, because their dresses have way too many patterns, and they also have many accessories too. So, yes, so for Lucian's character design, I based it on the images I've searched on Google of the Little Match Girl illustrations. From what I found, the Little Match Girl is pale and is mostly seen to be having blonde or brown hair. It's either between those two. So I decided that Lucian will have brown hair with pale blonde hair streaks, since many Ever After High characters have hair streaks in their design. So for his clothes, I somehow want a soft boy look with a light red and cream palette. Is, did I spell did I pronounce that correctly? Um uh well, anyway, to contrast the ideas of Lucian's house color being crimson red and dark brown, since I just described him to be warm and approachable. Anyway, I gave him light red cardigan with much stick and flower pattern, since I still want a reference to him being a descendant of the Little Match Girl. And I also have given him khaki pants and brown loafers. At one point I wonder if I should give him accessories, for I felt like he is underdressed when compared to the other male characters, the canon ones. And I just decided to give him a chatelaine, because it's fancy, and why not? I just like to imagine that the role of the Little Match Girl is supposed to be taken for girls only, and that the chatelaine is given to them as a tradition. But there is a period of time where no female child is born in the the Match family, I mean, and they have no choice but to let the males be eligible to take the role of the Little Match Girl, which resulted in the chatelaine being also given to them. But after this leads me to the question of who will take the role of the dead grandma, who also has an important role in the story. Because it's because that grandma will be the last person that the little girl will saw. Because um, who though? And I have this brilliant idea. Why not other than his dead aunt? Cause she's dead. Plus, she might be the first people he will see when he went to heaven or something. And just guess that's it. I feel like that I will end up making a full-fledged story by the end of the January. I have too many ideas flowing into me now. Heck, I even made friends. I even made him friends for some reason. So here is the final product of my OC Lotion Match, the nephew of the Little Match Girl. Yes, bye.